ओमकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभਉ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सहबों गुर प्रसाद। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज, धन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब सच्चे पातशाह। पिता गोबिंद सिंह, माता साहिब कौर, वासी अनंतपुर साहिब। हवाए बंदगी अवुर दर वजूद मरा, वगरना ज़ौक़े चुनी आमदैन नमूद मरा। गम चे बाशत गफलत अज़ याद खुदा, चीस शादी याद बेइंतहा। कित कित बिद जग उपजे पुरखा, कित कित दुख बिनस जाई। होमे विच जग उपजे पुरखा, नाम बसरिए दुख पाई। वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह। We are visiting the Bani of the Japji for some time. Gurbani is the Bani of the Guru. When we go to meet the Guru, then we listen to the Guru. And listening is our inner transformation. If we were to meet Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj today, where would we go to meet him? If he was in physical form, we would go and meet him wherever he was. But in the concept of Guru, Guru Granth, the Guru is not physical form. The Guru is in Shabad form today. Shabad is the foundation of the entire creation. And if we were to go to Maharaj, sit with him and talk to him about life, invite him to give his views on life, then he would be saying these verses which we are visiting. These Pauris are his own compilations, and somewhere, sometime he would have written them in a book, kept it with him, and then compiled them together, presented them ahead. What is gurbani? जैसी में आवे कसम की बाणी, तैसड़ा करी ज्ञान मिला। That bani, that knowledge, that sound, those verses which come from the source of the Creator himself. So when Gurbani came to Gurunanak, he invited Bhai Mardana to play the rabab. And they would together sing the rabab. With the rabab, the verses. And in this form, Gurbani had descended to us. He traveled over 20 decades, 2 decades, over 20 years. And the stimulation was the Gurbani which he was singing on the way. That was his stimulant. So when we hear these verses, when we contemplate on them, when we visit them, then we meet our Guru. Gu and Ru, these are the two words in this Shabad Guru. Gu meaning darkness and Ru meaning removal of darkness. So he doesn't call it light, but he says removal of darkness. Because light, knowledge, awareness is the real nature of our mind. It is only hidden from us by a curtain of deception, curtain of ignorance, curtain of ego, curtain of wandering. We've lost ourselves. We try and figure out what is the source of my pain. Why am I in pain? What is the source of my life? What is the meaning of my life? Is there a meaning to life? What is beyond life? Where do I come from? Where do I go? These are some of the core questions which sometimes we may visit. But maybe we visit them with intensity. Maybe we just try and explore them in curiosity. But certainly one of the potent questions we all have about life is to do with death. What will happen to me when I die? What is death? Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, 13th century mystic from Iran, Persia, he says creation has 2 feet. One is life, the other is death. If you take one away, then all creation will fall. Life and death are 2 feet on which creation exists. We know life, we cherish it, we love it, we want to be experiencing it, but we don't want death. We don't want death because we fear it, because there is an unknown. We don't know what is death, what will death do to us. We fear pain. These are the reasons we avoid death. We don't want to discuss death. The cremation grounds are hidden away from our sight. We don't want to visit them unless we have to. What is life is understood by what is death. Guru clears these concepts for us and shows us the path. 2 things which Guru gives us. Pure gurte naam paya jai. Gives us naam. Those of us who don't know what naam means, is a state of being where there is no ego. There is stability. There is happiness and love without a source. Where we are secure. There is no interventions. There is no loss, only profit. Pure gurte naam paya jai. Satgur ke jan mein gaman mitaya. This is the potent value system. Guru gives us a new life. When I meet my Guru in intensity, I listen to my Guru. And if the Guru is spiritually awakened, is Brahmgyani, then I find a new life for myself. Satgur ke janme gaman mitaya. And my wandering ceases. Because what I am looking for in life, my Guru can give me. Surnar munjan amrit khoj de. So amrit gurte paya. All of us are seeking unconditional happiness forever. Amrit, no death, and only Anand. That we can find only with the Guru, not in the physical world. We don't find such experiences in this world which last for much longer than we think. If there is a meeting, there will be separation. If there is a profit, there will be loss. If there is happiness, sorrow will be close by. If there is rich, there will be poor. If there is beautiful, there will be ugly. It all exists together. That is how creation has been developed, on the feet of duality. And we know life only in these comparisons. We don't know absolute life. We don't know absolute happiness without reason. We all experience life and death, happiness, sorrow, disgrace and honor, all together in this world. And when we relish the experience of one of them, for example, we relish being happy, being honored, we negate the experience of sorrow and we negate the experience of disgrace. But in the happiness, the sorrow already exists. In the honor, the disgrace is already built in. If we avoid it, we avoid life in its entirety and we miss the point. Yes, life is a very nice gift, but only if we have opened our hearts to the inner experience of life. In the physical world, everything is conditional, temporary, transient, changing, and insecure. Nothing stops us from experiencing it, enjoying it. But enjoying it with a concept that it will be with us forever is the door to pain. Then we are again accepting only half of life and negating the other. And that will cause pain. Japji Sahib is the first Bani of the Guru Granth. The second Bani composed by Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj. The first Bani being Sikh Gurus. How we know that is because there are 4 stanzas which we just crossed by a few pauris before. Pauri meaning step, which had the last lines Ades Tise Ades. Those are 4 pauris which were recited with the Siddhs, with the ascetics, the yogis of that time. 500 years ago, India had primarily 3 segments of religion, one Hindu, one Muslim, and the yogis were a separate sect, a very powerful sect, but so to say. Today they are merged with the Hinduism, but not at that time. So when Maharaj talks about structured religion, he visits the yogis also. And the Sikh Gurus is a Bani with 73 pauris. And the Rahao, the main theme of that Bani, is Kya paviye sat sucha hoy. Why are you wandering? Meeting truth only will make you perfect. Sach bina min shabd mukt na koi. Kya paviye sat sucha hoy. Sach shabd bin mukt na koi. Without shabd, nobody is free. Maharaj's Bani is Shabad. And Shabad is the transformative experience of life, where we transform the mind, from its moving, transient experience to the part of the man which is forever stable, never changing. Where there is unconditional love, unconditional anand. So we don't know the structure of the man, the subconscious, unconscious, what lies in the core of this man. Maharaj says that sab mein jyot jyot hai soy. Tis te chanan sab mein chanan hoy. Everybody there is light. And with the source being the creator himself. But the experience of meeting the Guru, Gur Sakhi Jyot Pargat hoy. Meeting the Guru, the inner light comes forth. The experience of spirituality blossoms. In this way, we actually live 2 lives. We live the physical life, and we live the life of the soul, the spirit. In the middle of all this, our thoughts confuse us about everything. And we don't know where thoughts come from, where they go. So we have done 32 pauris. This 33rd pauri is from a different plane. If we look at this from the physical plane, we will get thoroughly confused. Because the main theme of this Bani, this pauri, is zor, force, Zor being a Persian word. Jis hath jor kar vekhe soy. What is the role of force in my life? From the physical perspective, very different. From the spiritual perspective, absolutely opposite of what we think it is. Our entire life is governed by force. We have one nation bombing the other nation. We just saw a conflict within our own regions. Use of force to dominate the other. That's the paradigm of our world. And that is where the pain, the agony, the sorrow, and the disasters come. And the reason is because we do not find peace without dominating the other, without usurping the other's rights. So we want to destroy the other. And we don't know that the other is also me. There is a tribe in Africa where they don't have this word as the other. They use the term, you are the other me. There are no boundaries which divide life. There are no divisions. We only perceive them. But in reality, they don't exist. The entire creation is one source of energy, ek omkar. So let's recite this 33rd Pauri of the Japji. We are very close to the khands which Guru Nanak Sahib will, the esoteric concepts of khands which will come forth. There are 38 Pauris in Japji and 2 shloks. There is a yukti method to life. Let's go through this Pauri, recite it once or twice, kind of darshan it when we listen to it, and then we'll go into the meanings of what Guru Maharaj is trying to tell us. Ji.
जी वाहिगुरु जी ओम। आखन जोर चुपै नहीं जोर, जोर न मंगन देन न जोर, जोर न जीवन मरण नहीं जोर, जोर न राज माल मंसोर, जोर न सुरती ज्ञान विचार, जोर न जुगती छुटे संसार, जिस हथ जोर कर वेखै सोए, नानक उत्तम नीच न कोई। वाहिगुरु जी।
Thank you, Anudeep. Maharaj, use of force is an expression of I. 2 boxers box it out in the ring. One is saying, I am more powerful than you, I am more expert than you, I'm a better boxer than you, so I am. In the physical world, the expression of I is the use of force, zor. And actually, if you look at it intensely, in the end of the all structure of society, there is force. If the laws are not followed, there will be force used on you. If there is a powerful nation, this is because that nation can use more power and force on the other. This is the physical paradigm. But the Guru doesn't live in this world completely. His foot is in this world only a fraction. The rest of the Guru's present is all spirit. The Guru lives in the physical realm only in a very limited way. We view physically this world around us. But the Guru views life through his man's eyes. Lo and sut kare. He perceives the physical reality, but it's only a partial reality, not a permanent one. And he knows that as life proceeds, as time passes, everything changes. So there is no real good or bad in the absolute sense of things. There is good and bad in the physical plane. Now, if we use this Pauri and say we don't use force in the physical realm, then we have confused ourselves. In the physical realm, if my car gets spoiled, I have to use the force and push it to make it move. So force is an essential part of the physical life as it exists. Two things. One, it is a part, and it is an expression of the ego primarily. But if I don't use it as an expression of the ego, then this use of force is called seva, becomes love, where the ego is transformed. There is a sense of presence in the story of Layla Majnu. There is a sense of force, there is a sense of presence, but the ego is dissolved in the love. The expression of this force comes in the form of love, and it doesn't dominate the other, it wins over the other. What is life, Maharaj? I have so many relationships, I have so much work, business, status, I have my physical body, health, all of it put together. What is life? This understanding is essential when we meet Guru Nanak, because Guru Nanak reverberates the answer to what is life. And it is not the physical living that it expresses. It's the spiritual. And in the spiritual realm, Guru Sahib says there is no currency like force. And if you use currency of force, then you will miss the point. You can't go banging at the door of the Creator and tell him to open it. It will not happen. Jis hath jor kar vekhe soe. This line can have two different meanings. One being one who thinks he has the power can use it and try. Or that the Creator has all the power in our life. There is no one else who controls life the way He does. And He does and sees at the same time. How do we meet our Creator? We can never meet Him by love, by force. But we do meet Him by love. If I use the currency of force in spiritual realm, then I will be a failure. This is what this body is saying. Don't use force as a measure, use love. Earlier in the Japji, Maharaj explains to us that the language of God is love. He doesn't say Sanskrit. He doesn't say Punjabi. He doesn't say Gurmukhi. He says it's love. If you want to meet our Creator, use love as your language. What kind of love? Conditional love? No. That love has no conditions. If it's love has conditions, then it will be with hatred. Then it is in the dual realm of life. So this Pauri is an expression of our inner revelation of the Creator, where there is no duality and there is no currency as force. I can't take His name by force, but with love I can. Aakhan jor, chupe na jor. I can't relax my mind and make it quiet. I cannot leave the moving mind by force. I cannot do it. The ego uses force And the ego realm is the physical world, not the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, there is no such thing as ego. There is no such thing as I. Narendra was the name of Swami Vivekananda. He went to meet his Guru, Paramhans, and he had this habit of asking every saint he met, have you seen God? This is a very straight, blunt, hard question. And he was always used to getting confused answers, so he used to get amused. But this one time, he asked this question from his Guru, have you seen God? And the Guru said, I see him like I see you. Do you want to see him? And he touches his thumb on Narendra's thigh, and Narendra shouts out, insecure, what are you doing? I am Narendra. Don't do this to me. I am Narendra, I am Narendra. He was going beyond his ego self, and he could not relate to that environment. We need to go beyond our ego selves to know the Creator. Whoever we are, whatever our name, whatever our conditioned mind, whatever our nurturing, whatever our learning, knowledge, experience, all of it has to go. Actually go nowhere, but we have to transcend it all. Not with force. Aakhan jor chupena jor. He doesn't give with force. He doesn't take with force. Jor na mangan, den na jor. He doesn't ask with force. You can't ask with force. You can't sit before the Creator and say, you better give this to me. Can't be done. The language of the ego is a huge corruption in the realm of Naam. It has no place in Naam. How mein naam mein naal virodh hai, doye na bas ek thai. Maharaj, how will I meet my Creator? We will never meet our Creator, because I gets dropped before we meet the Creator. And I do not have control over when I meet the Creator. That exists entirely with the Creator himself, or the Guru himself. In the Siddh there is a question which the yogis asked Maharaj. Tre sut angul vai kayo teka kavanadaru. This 3 and 7 fingers is the exact translation, meaning our breath. What is the foundation of this breath? Sun ka vasa, pavan ka vasa, sun nivasa. The breath lives in sun avastha. Sun is that experience within my man where I am not, and my energies are assimilated in an inner experience of samadhi. Pavan ka vasa, sun nivasa, akal kala tarsoi. And here the kala, the karamat of life is existent. Every breath I take has a source from the sun. And the breath is controlled by sun, by the Creator. Every breath I take is the Creator's gift to us. We do not breathe, it comes to us. So what force are we using? With whom? All this force, energy, is a tool of the physical world. We use force in the physical world. A door gets jammed, we use force and open it up. We have to open a can, we use force and open the can. We have to raise something from the ground to the upper floor, we push it, use it, force is used. One of the greatest scientists of all time, Newton, talks about force. talks about the gravity force. The earth, the moon, the sun, the rotation is all to do with forces. It is a utility thing. It is a used aspect of life. We use force for life to exist. So let's not confuse it. As we will not use force, because Guru is saying there is no need for force. Guru is saying in the physical realm, there is no such thing as force. I don't go to my Creator with force. It cannot happen. With love, it happens. What does the experience of life open to me? Where is my pain going to go? How will I transcend death? These are the potent questions of life, and they cannot be solved by force. The mystery of life opens to that one who is patient, who allows life to unfold in its own pace, who allows the Guru to rest within his man, who allows his ego to drop. Man beche Satgur ke paas. In the Asa Divar, I am really very enamored by this structure of ego, because home is addressed by both the Gurus, Guru Nanak and Guru Angad, together. Maharaj said, home buje, ta dar suje. When you have understood the structure of ego, you will know the door of the Creator. Who are you? Who am I? Not by force. Most of us are crowded by thoughts, too much thoughts. And the experience of thought is a curtain. It hides the reality of life from us. Because the potential of the man is destroyed by the wandering of the mind. So, to figure out the man in its entirety, Guru is needed. How do I drop the ego? Ego can't be dropped by me, myself. It can't be done. That's like I have 2 feet and I raise both of them. I will fall. And the experience of meeting the Guru is a love experience, not a forceful experience. I remember this one incident when from the Mughal court, Birbal went to Guru Arjan, who was compiling the Guru Granth at that time, and everybody knew he was compiling it. And he told Maharaj that you put these names in this Granth. Maharaj refused. He says, no, their Bani is not aligned to, there's too much ego in there. And Birbal said, you better do it. He was using force. Maharaj let it go for then and said, he was going to Kabul, Birbal. So Maharaj said, let's talk when you come back. And Birbal never returned. He died attacked by the Afghans on his roof there in Kabul. The use of force doesn't get us very far. The Americans used so much force with Afghanistan. If you had a betting game, everybody would bet towards the Americans. And they used so much armaments, billions of dollars. If it was success, why did they leave? They were fighting brigands, people with guns, mortars, but not much. But yet it didn't get very far. The richest nation in the world fought the poorest nation in the world and lost. What does it say? If a man is ready to die, then you have no weapon against that person. Nothing can solve that issue. And the Afghans are ready to die. For them, it's a game. If he is ready to give up life, the Americans can't fathom how anybody can do that. Because everything which a society which is developed, wealthy, all it has is the physical realm. It has nothing spiritual. But here are the opposite, the people who have nothing in them. So they give up life easily. They don't have very big expectations from life in any case. So the richest nation fought the poorest and lost. Jor na jivan maran na jor. We do not get birth by force. जैसी अगन उदर में तैसी बाहर माया. Let's talk about birth. When we take birth, what happens? Maharaj says when we are in the womb of our mother, we are connected to our source. The moment we take birth, our connection to our Creator is broken. Live chudki, lagi trishna. And trishna is desire. The world of Maya, the currency is trishna. So we get disconnected from our source and we come into the world of desire. Maya amar vartaya. And here is the realm of Maya, deception. What we see before us is not forever. That which can be taken away from me is not mine. That which ends is not even there. That which can be intervened and stopped is not my experience. That which is not mine in its entirety is not mine at all. The physical body is not mine. It's a temporary experience. So we take birth because there is a hukum, there is an order, there is the rules which govern our birth. Jorna jivan marana jor. And we have no control over when we will die. But there is a hukum about when we will die. There are reasons, laws, rules, hukums to the way we exist. And it governs everything. In fact, Gurunanak Sahib calls the experience of Creator as hukum itself. His order is his presence. Like the government of India's laws are the government of India's presence. So the hukum of the Creator are the laws, the rules by which the life is lived and known. Everything which is born will die. जो जरवाना पर हरे दरवेश के ने दिया है को रहे न करिए पाइए. Nobody will remain whose time has come. Maharaj says, de lambi nazar nihali. Don't have a short vision of life. See far. See beyond death. Where am I going to go? कहाँ ते आवे, कहाँ है जावे, कहाँ रहे समाई. महाराज से मन को कोई खोजो पाई, तन छूटे मन कहाँ समाई. What is the shape and form of man after our body is gone? And there is a shape and form. But Maharaj says nothing will get revealed by force. The 10th Guru Nanak also uses a similar word as hut, zid. Kam, krodh, lobh, moh, hut. He uses the 6th term. He says hut is not acceptable. Force is not acceptable. Jor na jivan maran na jor. Jor na raj mal mansor. No force will get us the Raj of the Creator. And the realm of mal, wealth, and the shore, the noise within our man, that's only in the physical realm, not in the spiritual. The real Raj of life is not physical. It is spiritual. Because that cannot be taken away from me. All this experience of life which we have, it will be taken away. So if we live with that awareness, then we are not living in Maya. Then it's not deception. But then it will hit us very hard. We need to do something about it. I am going to die is one of the necessary ingredients of Brahm Gyan, of finding a spiritual life which doesn't have death in it. That is starting with this thought that I'm aware of, I will die. Pehla maran kabul. First accept that you will die one day. Jeevan ki chhad aas. Do not have expectation from this life. Accept this life. There's a difference of attitude. Ho sabna ki rehn ka. Be humble and low before everyone else. Tab aao hamare paas. Then come to the Guru. Je tum prem khilan ka chao. Sir tar tali gali muriao. It marg pair tari je. Sir dije kaan na kije. These are Gurunanak's words. If you want to play the game of love with me, jo tam prem khilan ka chao. Come with your head on your palm. Sir tar tali gali muriao. Then come to my street. It marg pair tarije. Put your foot in this path only if you are willing to give up your head. Sir dije kaan na kije. Giving up the ego is harder than giving up your head. Ego is our entirety. Everything which we know about life is through the ego. Everything I own, all my money, relationships, status, everything, my knowledge is all ego. We don't know anything beyond the ego. There is naam beyond the ego, but I don't dwell in that very long. When I lose myself in naam, only then the inner reality of love transcends within me, Maharaj. Coming to this earth is a transient, temporary existence. It's not forever. Eh jo duniya seher mela. This is a meeting for some time. Seher mela. Dastagiri na hai. Nothing will come in the hand from here. Everything will be taken away. You will go empty-handed. Figuring out the man. Figuring out the reality of the man. That is the key to knowing what life is. And we cannot figure out man in its entirety without the Guru. Because we do not know that realm of the man where there is no ego. We don't go there. We can't go there. Only Guru can take us there. And for that, what do we need? Shabad. Home kitho upje? Kit sanja mein jaye? Where does the ego come from and how does it go away? Home eho hukam hai. This is part of the Creator's hukam, order. Home eho hukam hai. Paiye kirt phiraye. And with this hukam, the entire world is moving. Everything is transacted through this ego. We give an ego, we take an ego. Everything is transacted through ego. Home dirag rog hai. But it is a disease. A very big disease. And the medicine is with it, exists in this ego. Home dirag rog hai, daru bhi isma hai. ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੇ ਜੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਰ ਕਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਮਾਏ. Getting introduced to the Shabad is the kirpa of the Creator. Nanak kahe suno jano, it sanjam dukh jaye. This is the method by which your pain will go away. Every meeting ends in separation. Every happiness ends in sorrow. So in the physical world, every sorrow is actually met with happiness. So everything is sorrow because happiness passes very quickly. And the experience of sorrow is much deeper because there is more I in that sorrow. I hold on to the sorrow through my I and I live the happiness and I give up the I. So the ego makes the experience of sorrow much stronger. Maharaj explains to us that the transformation of the man, experience of the man will happen through Shabad. Which Shabad? This Shabad which we are reading. This is Shabad Guru. This is our Guru. So understanding what the Shabad is saying is one way of meeting the Guru. This is how I meet Guru Nanak, to understand what Guru Nanak's Shabad is saying. It opens the inner doors of my man. Jor na raj mal mansor, jor na surti gyan vichar. Surti is focused mind. Man beyond the ego. Ekakar man. Awareness doesn't come to the surti by force. It comes with nadar. Jorna jugti chute sansar. Use the method he is saying, not force. Jugti. And what is the jugti? Shabad. Jis hath jor kar vekhe soe. Whoever thinks he has the force, use it and see where you go. You may go for some time in the physical world and gain, but everything you gain will be lost. In the physical world, there is no real gain. It's all transient, temporary gains. Hypothetical in some ways. And all of it certainly doesn't buy us happiness. More money, more wealth, more power doesn't mean happiness. It in fact means the opposite. There is only one person who uses force in this creation, and that is the Creator himself. Jis hath jor kar vekhe soe. He does and he sees. The river is flowing. And if a part of the river says, I don't want to move ahead, it has no such will. It can't do much. Because the force is coming from the source. The water is coming from the source with pressure and it is pushing the river towards the sea. All this experience of the river doesn't have its own will. The source has the will. Just like that, my life, the source of my life has the will. All that I am going through has no real spiritual experience and will in it. I have no control. My source has all the control. So the sooner I give up the ego, the closer I go towards my source. That is why they used to have pilgrimages towards the sources of rivers. Basically, they wanted to know their own source. Where is the source of my man? Where am I coming from? Those are just devices to try and encourage us to be alone, to be contemplative, to go inside. In the Sufi realm, this is how life is. Carl Gustav Jung says, whatever experience takes away your peace of mind, it's not worth it. Whatever takes away my man from my inner experience, now if I implement that in my life will drastically change. And it needs a lot of strength and will to live that kind of life. Because we are governed by our environment, by the other. And the other is hell. Hell is the other people. Our Ghalib says, क्यों ना दोजक में, क्यों ना फिरदौस में दोजक को मिला लूं यारब, सैर करने की कुछ जगह और ही सही. Firdaus being the heaven and Dojak being the hell. So we all live this kind of ego life where we transform our heaven to hell. क्यों ना फिरदौस में दोजक को मिला लूं यारब, सैर करने की कुछ जगह और ही सही. Just own some more land. The spiritual realm has no land. It is an inner experience which tears up all our past, tears up everything which is transient and temporary. It discards that which is not forever. That which is forever is what the sadhu looks at. जो सुख को चाहे सदा शरण राम की ले. If happiness is not forever, then it is not happiness. And if that happiness is conditional, then it is not happiness. So the spiritual life is very different rules. And everything created in this physical realm comes from the absolute. So in this physical realm, good and bad, rich, poor, high, low, are all temporary and transient, not permanent. Nanak uttam neech na koi. Nobody is high or low. Everybody comes from the same source. आवल अल्लाह नूर पाया कुदरत के सब बंदे. एक नूर ते सब जग उपजिया, कौन भले कौन मंदे. From one source all of us are coming. Who is good, who is bad? Angulimal met Gautam Buddha. Angulimal used to kill people, murder people, cut their fingers and hang them over his neck like a necklace. Angulimal. People told Gautam Buddha, don't go this way, There's a devil of a man here, he'll kill you. But Sadhu doesn't care about his physical form. He lives in the spiritual realm. Buddha went that way, face to face with Angulimal. And Angulimal said, I will kill you. Why will you kill me? What will you gain? He says, I have to nurture my family. I have to support them. I need wealth. I kill people and take wealth. Gautam Buddha says, go and ask them, will they share your burden of sins? Angulimal became a saint. Sajjan Thak met Gurunanak. He used to kill people who used to live in his rest house at night and take their belongings. He became a saint. So it is not, these definitions of what we are today are temporary. They are not permanent in their own way. But we like to categorize people in their different categories and permanently put them in slots. That's our ego. It wants to do that. You're not good, you're bad. If Guru did that, he would transform no one. everybody would be what they are, or make it worse for them. But this is life. Everything changes here. Chalte ho man rakhe, amrit chakhe. Go from the moving mind, far from it. Drop the moving mind. Chalte ho man rakhe, amrit chakhe, and you will experience bliss, amrit, no death. What dies? Ego dies. आवन जावन एक खेल रचाया, आज्ञाकारी कारी कीनी माया. Coming and going is a play of the Creator. Nobody lives, nobody dies. It's only that ego which dies, that me which I have created all my life. I will leave that before I die. But that part of Creator which is sublime, which is full of bliss, it's permanent. I will go with my baggage, with my karam, and I will keep moving, wandering, until I am ready to leave the ego mind, ready to leave the karam world for the another world. Another is where I am not. Karam is where I am. I am the doer, and I am the one who will pay the price for it. But when I am not the doer, then I have no price to pay. Another world. Trikuti. Maharaj says that you will leave the qualitative experience of life through the experience of Guru. Hebo tragunatit. Beyond the qualities of life, good, bad, ugly, whatever, form, name, shape, this is all the quality world. Tragun, sato, rajo, tamo, gun. All the defined world. But in the realm of the Creator, there is no form, shape. Tragun te atit. So beyond the world of form, shape, and name. So I can't imagine that world as well. Whatever I imagine is my experience, and I have no experience of that realm where the Creator lives. Jis hath jor kar vekhe soe. Maharaj says the realm, because now Guru is preparing us to enter the realm of Sachkhand. 4 pauris away. Sachkhand vase nirankar. Meeting the Creator face to face. Te lo lo kar, jiv jiv hukum te vetivkar, vekhe vigse kar vichar. Nanak kathna kar rasar. Are we ready to experience Creator within us? Meet our God? Like Narendra's Guru Paramans told him, I see God like I see you. 33rd Pauri Sahib is telling us that the currency of ego and force do not have any place in the Creator's world. Everything which is happening is the Creator's order and hukum. I can use force in this physical world, it will not get me far. Force is a tool of the physical world, like thought is a tool in the physical world. But it has no place in the spiritual realm. That's the thoughtless mind. Unman. So we need to be more in love. We transcend death with love. Na o mare na thage jaye, jinke Ram vase man maaye. They can't be cheated, nor do they die. Do I want to be like that? Or will I want to keep wandering in the ego world with my baggage of karam to carry with me? That's my will. So there is a free will. That's my choice. In the next body, he will explain why do we come to this earth and what is the role. This which tarti tha parakhi taram sa. Experiencing the inner door, we need to take birth. The spirit needs to take form and transcend the form to meet its guru. That's why we take birth. In the middle of all that, having children, family, business, that has its place. But that's not life in its entirety. That's not completely what it is, all is. What happens is that we lose all our energy in this physical experience, and we have none left to go inward and experience the spirit life. That's the tragedy of life. That is the losing part of our experience of life. तेरे नाए रत्ते से जन गए, हार गए से ठगन वाले. Those who are in love with your naam, they will win and go. The rest all of us will lose. We will lose this body and the experience of life. The ego will go. So the structure of ego will become a part of some past, even if it is put on stone, carved on stone, it has no real spiritual meaning. The spiritual meaning of life comes from going inward, finding the Guru, and having the ability to drop myself, my transient mind, having the ability to go beyond the changing mind, having the ability to lose myself, to drown in love, only to find the ocean of life. Forgive my errors, the 33rd body. We try and culminate this now. If you have any questions or want to say something, you're most welcome. You're on Zoom, you can raise your hands. If you're on YouTube, you can write out your question and Gursimran or Gagan will bring it here on Zoom and we can explore together where is the spiritual door of inner experience of life. Thank you so much for being here. I meet my Guru in the Shabad, and the Guru transforms us in the Shabad. If you have anything to say, questions, please raise your hand. तनसु वे लाजत दर्शन करना, हाँ बलिहारी सतगुर चलना. If no one has anything to say, then we will culminate the session with the Bani of Anand, Guru Amar Das. Thank you. Tanwad. Waheguru Ji ka khalsa. Waheguru Ji ki fateh.